Yup. If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead niggas in your lobby.
All right, what's going on? It's Hey Jay.
And Sammy.
All right, it's Hey Jay.
And Sammy.
And we are here for our second podcast. What are we talking about today, Sammy?
Well, since we are in pretty much the holiday season, we just had Thanksgiving, and now we're going to have Christmas.
I can't believe that it's already this far in December. Like, I feel like I just remember saying it's October 1st, and now we're done with Thanksgiving. Christmas is right around the corner. I don't want it to go by so fast, but it's all exciting, too.
I feel like we just had summer break. That's how far, like, it's just
Wait, what's
fast.
summer break? I don't get breaks anymore.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
getting breaks?
Well, you know what I mean. Summertime.
I know. It's like I always want, especially when it comes to work and stuff like that, I feel like I want time to go by. But then once I look back and it's already all past, I'm like, where did all of it go?
Yeah, we don't have summer breaks. It's just summer.
All right, so this brings us on to holidays and the evolution, how it was being a little kid to how it is now. Like, I remember being so excited for Christmas, and I used to think that Santa put a spell on me where I would never have, because every single night I would go to the bathroom as a little kid, and I remember Christmas Eve, I was like, Santa put this spell on me, and so now I don't have to go to the bathroom, so I wouldn't see him with my presents. But in all reality, I just didn't drink water that night, and that was the reason. But I don't know. I feel like the magic, unfortunately, has been lost a little bit. Like, I was a late bloomer. I hope we're not giving anything away about the whole Santa mystery here, but I didn't find out till like 4th grade, and I remember fighting with people because I was so passionate that I thought he was real. Like, do you remember that experience for you when you first found out?
I can't relate to that experience because, to be honest with you, I don't remember if I ever believed in Santa.
Dude, that was
not.
a sad day for me. Like, it was really sad.
I don't know. I feel like my parents were just blunt with it, though. They were just like, "These are your gifts." I think I remember.
Hey, I'm Santa.
I think if they told me Santa was real was probably when I was like till 6 years old or something, 5 or 6 years old. Because after that, I really don't remember. Saying, hey, these gifts are from Santa. I knew they were from family members. And it might be because, and it might be like the different one, but it was like my family's huge, especially my mom's side of the family. We have about 8 to 9, I have not, aunts, 8 to 9 aunts. So my mom has like 8 to 9 sisters and a brother. So we all got together every Christmas and we handed each other gifts. That's like our
So there was no like wake up
tradition.
Christmas morning with Santa.
No.
Because we had like Santa's piles.
Right.
And then we had like our family gifts and stuff. So.
No, we never did. And also there's a difference between, I guess, family who's are Spanish, at least for my family, is very different than regular white American family, I guess you can say.
In what ways?
Because we don't celebrate Christmas and Christmas Day. We celebrated Christmas Eve. We actually party from like 7 in the afternoon, have Christmas dinner, and then we stay up all till midnight and open up our presents at midnight.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we don't. That's what I'm saying. We don't really like have. Oh, Santa's gonna come at night. It's more like, hey, midnight. We hand out each other gifts and we open them up.
That's pretty cool. We my sister and I would always try and pressure my parents to let us at least get a couple gifts the night before. But the main celebration was always Christmas morning, and my whole family, they like. I'm such a fatty. They're always like, we're going to have our bagels ready for you. They like, no, I look forward to bagels every year on Christmas morning. Like, it's one of my staples of Christmas. It would not be Christmas if they didn't have like Christmas bagels.
Yeah.
It's important. But it's weird, those little things that like just associate holidays with. And like, we always have someone who's on like trash duty in the family. So someone's got to pick up all the, what's it called, wrapping paper, and we like throw it at each other and stuff, and it's just like
normally for my family's like whoever's house we're at, we try to help them, but whoever's house we're at, that's the person who's in charge of trash duty and cleaning up their house.
It's always we always do it at that person who has the youngest kids in the family because it's harder for them to travel with babies and stuff. So we'll go to their house. And
then also, what do you do after like because now being in our 20s, it's like, what do you do when your family starts getting older? And I mean, normally you have to have like younger kids because I mean that's how it kind of used to be. But I feel like because of our generation and the millennials not having that many kids now, it's like, what happens when your family's just full of teens and grown-ups? It's like, do you still hand out gifts? Is there really a purpose for it? I think
it's almost like, I do think as you get older too, because now more of the responsibility is on my sister and I to kind of we can't just depend on my parents anymore to get all the
Right.
gifts for our relatives. So now we have to be thinking, okay, now this is on us to get things for them and have more responsibility. But even as far as like contributing with cooking and like
Right.
holiday dishes, stuff like that, like I do think it's just a matter of stepping up more. So you can still make it special, but you kind of have to take on a bigger role than you did before.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, but you're not really focused on the gifts anymore.
Yeah,
I mean,
which could be a good thing.
right, which is a good thing.
Now I know I'm maturing when I get more excited to give gifts than get them.
Right.
I really
yes.
do get excited
Yeah,
to see
same
people
here.
open gifts now. And before I used to be like, I would keep them in my pile and I would look around and my sister would have so many gifts she needed to open up. And the second I would get one, I would open mine up. Like I'd be so excited. So I do think I've gotten a little bit better about stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like me and my sister, we're both in our 20s, and we actually just ask each other what we want. Well, she doesn't ask me. She normally knows me, but I have a hard time buying stuff for my sister.
It can be so hard. I went to...
Go.
I was just going to say, like, I didn't realize how hard it is to shop for people. And especially, I know my sisters. I know their style and stuff like that. But when I was shopping, I went to the outlets, and I was really excited for the day because I'm like, I'm going to get good deals and find all this stuff. And I just, like, not loving anything. And I didn't want to just buy things to buy them that I wasn't really that impressed with. They were just, like, whatever things to me. So
what I was gonna say is like it's hard to shop for a girl in general. Any woman, you never know.
Yeah, I could see that.
But so for guys, I think it's just a little bit easier. I mean, you normally can tell what a guy likes or what doesn't like.
And size and style are not like that critical.
Exactly. So I mean, for just for a girl, but I had to ask her. She didn't ask me. She already kind of, I guess, knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. She already has another gift, and now she says she hasn't told me that gift. But I kind of went up to her and just asked her, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas?"
I honestly think that's the best way because you don't want to. I hate the fake. Like, how are you when you get gifts that you don't like? Is it all over your face, or are you like, oh,
Yes,
I love it?
yes.
Like, I still, it just depends who it's from. If it's from like my dad or something, I'd probably be honest and say, hey, I'm not crazy about this gift. But
then if
if it's from
your,
like a
like
grandmother, I'm like,
yeah.
I love it. There's like a shirt with like a glittery
funny.
cat. I'm like, yeah, that's
I
awesome.
think I think about 2 years ago, or even last year. No, I think it was 2 years ago. My grandma still was giving us gifts when we told her, you know what, you don't have to give us gifts anymore. Like,
And then they get mad when you say you want something specifically because it's not
Right.
fun for them when they
Right.
can't shop for you. But it's like, I don't want to spend. I don't want to waste your time. Not really like.
but also
something.
it's your grandparents. It's like I really don't expect my grandma to give me anything. My
Yeah.
like
I
as
was
long
like,
as they're
gift cards,
there.
honestly, I want a gift card. Like, let me pay my rent and do something.
But see, I
something
don't.
that I'm gonna actually use. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even expect anything from them, to be honest with you. I'm like, they're retired. They're like,
Yeah.
you're alive, and that's perfectly fine for me. It's like I'm happy to have you.
And that is good. You think that way too, because when you think about Christmas, getting everyone together and the idea of celebrating it is
Right.
about those things. It's not supposed like the gifts are fun, but it's not supposed to be just about getting everything on your list. It's like being together.
Yeah, and I think I was listening to somebody on the radio actually that they were talking about how it comes to a point too that you're like, why are you getting presents sometimes?
Yeah.
You know, especially when it's like your immediate family. It's like, okay, I get you something, you get me. Aren't we technically paying for each other's gifts?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just fun. The element of
It is.
surprise
It
is
is.
fun, and just like going out of your way sometimes to make someone else happy and
Right.
buying them something you think they would like. I do like that, but as long as you don't get caught up in it's all about the gifts. And I think as a kid, it's very easy to get
Yeah,
caught up
which
in the
is
gifts
it,
of
yeah.
Christmas, but it's cool to see myself not care as much, but I mean, I still like gifts. I won't lie. It's still
But
fun.
yeah, see, but that's what
it's
makes
like a
me.
tradition, I guess.
It is tradition, but it makes me realize, like, actually think, is like, do I really want to get and give gifts? Like, I get it. Like, I would just like to spend time with them and have a good time, but
You could always do the Secret Santa thing where you just like
right,
for
and
one
we normally go
person.
towards that. Like, the older we've gotten, our family has gone older and older. It's like we go towards the Secret Santa thing, so not hand out gifts. But because, like, for example, I'll give you go back to what I was talking with my sister. She knows what I'm gonna get her because I asked her what she wanted.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get her was it the Apple Watch?
it's a good gift.
Yeah, so she wanted that. I'm like, all right, I'll get it to you. And I'm like, I kind of wanted one too. She's like, I'll get you that too. And I'm like, well, what's the point? They're like pretty much paying for each other's
Buying-
gift.
yeah.
It's like, when does it
I
come?
could see
Like,
in that circumstance because you're literally getting the same thing. So
Right.
it's almost like, why don't I just
like,
buy
why
it for
don't I just-
myself?
yeah.
But Yeah, maybe in that situation it'd be a little different.
So I just find it difficult as I get older. It's like, do I really need to get gifts and do I really need to buy gifts?
Yeah.
I feel like it just becomes a pressure to people. And it's like, man, I need to get her something.
That's the thing, too. You don't want it to become this stressful thing.
Right.
You want it to be fun.
Yeah.
So
It's like from a mom.
I guess everyone's different, too.
Yeah, and then from
Every
a mom,
family's
it's different, too. Because I don't expect her to give me an awesome gift.
Yeah.
But I want to give her a good gift, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't want to put, like, pressure on my grandparents to buy me something super expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm asking for more adult-like things, like kitchen tools. Like, who did I become? Like, why do I want a, like, magic bullet all of a sudden? Yeah, so are you going to cook anything for your family?
I don't cook.
How are you in the kitchen?
I am not very good.
Hmm.
Funny story.
I don't really cook either, but I'm a creator. Like, I put things together.
I like to create things. You know, when I'm in a creating mood, I can make some really good things too. But I have to be in that mood, and it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Like, and I say I'm not.
I don't have the patience for it. I don't think. I'm like, oh, over it.
I have to be in that mood. If not, I can't. Because it's funny. I was trying to make breakfast one of these days, and I don't know how I did it, but I was trying to make eggs, and I burnt them twice. My sister and my mom was like, "How do you burn eggs?"
Were you trying to do like over easy or scrambled?
Easy.
Oh,
Over
well, that
easy.
can be hard. I got one of those little egg things that you can just put it on the pan and it'll make it say a perfect egg.
Yeah,
I've
done that, but I don't know. I like to make my own eggs like that, and I have to admit that was the first time I ever did it though. I've done it before, and normally what I do is like put a pan and then just cover it on top, cover it with like a top or something. But yeah, this time so I suck at cooking.
Usually when I cook, I end up burning something. I always set off the alarm system, but to be fair, I just think it's really sensitive. I don't think it's always my cooking, but somehow this is the issue. I always put it on high immediately. I hate waiting for it to cook. So I just like put the stove on high. My roommates are like, you can't do that. Like you have to start it lower. I'm like, do I though?
See, that might have been my problem. I always start the
that's
do you
probably
see
why.
what's called the oven
just,
thing and super hot. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So what are you gonna cook for your
Well,
Christmas coming up?
Last year we started this Jewish dinner for my dad, which is called a saber, I think.
Okay.
We'll go with that. So since growing up, we always did the Christian, Catholic. I don't know what I am. We did that side of
you're a
things,
mutt.
the non-Jewish side of things. So my sisters
religion.
and I were like, let's give back to my dad a little bit, make him feel a little bit more included in that aspect. So we started this get-together where basically all the dishes that we would have were Jewish foods.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked it up, and it said biscotti. Like, I was like, let me do dessert because I don't cook. So I'm like, biscotti is apparently, do you know what it is? It's like kind of like a bread cookie thing. It was pretty good, but it was because I like slathered it with like icing. I think if I didn't, it would just be like this like kind of rock-like thing. It wasn't bad, but then someone was like, I think that's an Italian thing. I was like, I could have sworn it was Jewish, but basically
It sounds Italian. It does sound Italian.
it's
but.
Italian and Jewish. I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey, we ate it. And then, so this year, that'll be the first thing I need to contribute something.
Okay.
That's probably another Jewish dessert. I'll just like get on Pinterest and see what I find. But that's the first mission. And then for Christmas breakfast, it's just like breakfast food. So I'll probably maybe just like pick up something and say I made it. Like, well, I told my sister, I'm like, why don't you
I guess there's no shame in that.
I was like, why don't you make something and I'll decorate it? So I'm trying to convince her to make these red velvet banana bread things. It looks super festive.
You're making me
real
hungry.
Cute. Yeah, this is what I do. I don't know when I became this person who sits on Pinterest all the time, but so many ideas. Have you seen those new lights that everyone has now? It's kind of like the easy way of doing it, but it's like I would do it.
Yeah,
so
like the laser ones, like
you
they
just
point
have
at your
the
house.
one light in the yard and it shines on the whole thing.
Yeah, I have seen them. They look pretty cool. Just moving around. Because they move around in like different patterns and stuff like that. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I guess it makes it easier. I mean, with technology moving up and everything like that.
Yeah, and then I think a lot of people don't like to put up lights just because it's so time consuming.
I hate it. Yeah, I hate it. To be honest with you. I even told my parents like I don't really want to put up lights this year.
That's what becomes stressful to people because there's like, oh, there's so much to do. I don't feel like doing this. I've got stuff to. I don't even think we're having a Christmas tree. And at first I was kind of sad about it, but then it makes sense. Like my sister and I aren't even home.
That's what I'm saying.
It's why I like it's just me, my parents kind of putting stuff up, and that's like the progression of the holidays. It gets harder to come home and stuff, so that and like working and radio working on Christmas Day, it's definitely going to be an adjustment. But I was lucky enough to have, since we celebrate it in the morning, I'm lucky enough to be with them in the morning. But it's not like it used to be,
right?
But
For sure.
I don't know. Got to pay your dues, even on Christmas. I am excited for the new year, though, but I did not reach my last year's New Year's resolution.
I don't even think I had one, to be honest with you. I know everybody goes out, like, I'm going to lose 10 pounds.
Yeah,
I'm going to work
a
out.
healthy thing.
You know?
Well, mine was health related, but you know that I'm like crazy scared of needles.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God. It's such a mental thing. Like I get like sick over it. Like I'll turn green. I start sweating.
Really?
I can't control it at all. It's so bad.
So
like,
have you not ever gotten shots or something? Like,
I don't know when I've gotten a blood test since I
What?
was born, honestly. So I've gotten tattoos and stuff, but I guess it's just different.
So you're not scared of tattoo needles?
No, I am scared, but
Okay.
I'll do it because I think I can see the effect after. Like I can see what I did, and
Okay.
it's a lasting thing. Like even a piercing, it's like it's weird seeing that I have piercings and tattoos, but something about a blood test. I think it's a difference between like going in my skin. Just something about it makes me like want to cry. It's so bad. So my resolution was to get a blood test. I didn't do it. But there's always next year, you know?
But that's what happens. You always make this New Year resolution. I'm going to make this happen. And then maybe halfway done, did it. Or you don't do it at all like it happened to you. But I don't know. I don't believe in those. I feel like we can start any resolution anytime.
It's kind of an excuse, too. Especially with the healthy thing. It's like, I'll start in January. So let me just like pig out all these holiday months. And it's just like, you're only making it hard on yourself in the end. Because, it's like starting on a Monday. You can start on a Sunday and be just as productive. You just have to have the mind power to do it.
That's
and
true.
It's
crazy how the human mind works sometimes, too.
It
It's like you have to start on a Monday. It's like, why
start
can't you
fresh.
Why can't you do Wednesday?
Because that's our way of giving ourselves an excuse to have more time to put off something that we don't actually want to do. We want to see the results. That's our problem. We want things that we don't want to work for. Mm-hmm. So
that's true.
Just another way to put it off, I guess. It's like that's why the gym is always so busy. On the first day back, new year, new me. Yes. And it's like, especially because the way people eat has been changing, and I think Instagram has a lot to do with that, where it's like vegan has become this whole new way of life. And I won't even lie, I have no plans of being vegan, vegetarian, anything like that, but I got into vegan cheeses and stuff like that just because even if it is a fad though, because at first it was annoying, especially when everyone is hashtagging like abs are made in the kitchen and eat clean. I'm like, come on, I get it. But I was like, if something is going to be trending, meal prep. If something is going to trend though, I guess it's kind of good that this is what it is. It's not like we're trending for cocaine, We're trending for something positive.
It's definitely a good fad to have.
It did die down a little bit.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like every other fad has done, it dies down. I feel like it right now it's kind of like going down. It did. So everybody was into fitness.
Hashtag eat clean. Hashtag let me post every healthy thing I do. It's like I always thought it was cooler to show the results after the fact, and you didn't talk about it the whole way. So it was just kind of like what's the expression for that? You just like prove it through silence and.
It's like actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Actions speak louder than words. So you don't have to brag about how great you're doing. Show people how great you did, and that'll be enough in itself.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
So now I feel like I'm going to completely change the topic of this one. But
well, just so, people can know, we did have 2 topics in mind that we really wanted to talk to you guys about.
Topics.
Yes.
Okay, dating in our age. Take it away, Sammy. You got this one.
Yep, I had to start it with a sigh. Dating in our age. Well, dating has gotten, I wouldn't say complicated, but it just expanded. Has definitely expanded now in the millennial age because there's so many different types of ways that you can meet people and get to know somebody. And it's there's a lot of possibilities now that has become a little bit difficult, but at the same time very helpful.
Yeah. Are you the type of person that likes to be in a relationship, or would you date easily?
Yeah, I've gotten plenty of dates. I can't comment on relationship wise. I mean, I have my relationships with friends. I've never been in I don't even want to say it. a legit relationship.
It's scary.
It is scary.
And I don't know. I think I've gotten so used to being single that I don't want to look at a relationship as a responsibility. Like, to me, it takes a lot to really like someone. So if I do, I don't want to feel obligated, like I have to call them. I want to be excited to call them and excited to see them, not like, oh, I have this like responsibility
I
now.
have to call them.
Yeah, and like I don't know, I'm like both of us, especially working here. It's like we're busy, we have stuff
hard,
to do,
yeah.
so
But
it's like you have to find someone who understands that too.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
then the balance between them and your friends, it's a lot.
It is a lot, but I feel like when you actually know and you fall for that person, it's kind of doesn't become a tedious.
They say everything changes once you actually find that person you connect with. And I do, not to be super cheesy, but I think it all comes down to like if the connection is strong enough,
right?
Then all those outside factors just kind of come together, and you don't have to think about them so much like you would when you're not in a
But I mean, having a relationship is thinking less of you and more of that person too.
Yeah, you know what I hate when people say they're my other half, because I always thought you should be a full person and find someone that complements you. Because what happens when it doesn't work out? What, are you like a half a person? Like, are you useless? You know, it's like, no, you don't want to depend on someone else. Like, you want someone to add to who you are, make you like a better version of yourself and happier, obviously.
I like to use the word that a person that complements you.
Yeah.
Makes you better.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say I'm not good enough or anything like that, but it's just like, it makes you better.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to find someone you love, to wanting to admit that you like that feeling. It's obviously... So they say it's the best. Have you ever been in love? Drop that question.
I have, yeah.
See, I haven't. So sometimes I think I'm like 23. Should I? Especially being single a lot. It's not. I don't know. It's not like I couldn't date. I truly haven't found someone that I just really want to date, or the people I am interested in. It's not like really realistic to work out, and I might do that on purpose. I might do that as like a defense because I know that this is not a realistic thing to go for. So maybe in a weird way, I can't get hurt if it never goes anywhere.
Yeah. I mean,
am I like self-diagnosing myself right now? I might be.
Yeah, I mean, but I like to look at it in a positive way, though. I mean, it's good that you haven't felt in love because at least you know you haven't felt in love. You know, and at least when it comes to you, when you're like, what is this weird feeling I've never felt before? You'll know because you've never felt it ever.
It'll probably freak me out.
Right, it will. It probably will. But then you'll know it, though, too. You'll be like, oh dang, I never felt this before. Oh, crap, like, what is this? What is this feeling I'm getting? But see, for me, I don't know if it's going to help me or not, but I've fallen in love and gotten hurt. But I'm like, now I'm kind of scared of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I started feeling it.
You build up the wall because you don't want it to happen again.
Exactly. Like, I'm like, should I go for it? I don't know. What if it doesn't work out? And then you start doing all that, you know. In your case, I mean, I get it. You haven't felt it. So you're kind of like, I don't know what it feels like. But again,
like I've felt hurt before. I've definitely felt rejection. And I think just because I was so affected by little things that I probably shouldn't have been, like, just like, I don't know, not getting attention from a certain guy or something like that. And getting like caught up in your feelings for a second. I'm like, this feels so shitty that I don't ever like if this sucks so bad, imagine how like actually being in love and getting your heart broken. I feel like that it's got to be the worst thing ever.
Right. Like
almost, how do you, not to be so dramatic, but like how do you move on with, like, how do you just act like nothing ever happened?
Well, you don't. I mean,
especially if you're in like those people that like the divorce rate. That's so scary to me. How many people get divorced? I want my wedding to be most amazing and a one-time thing. I don't.
You know, I think that's why though, as millennials, has stopped us from, like, we're getting older now without being engaged and being married. And the reason why, I think we're really afraid of that.
I think it's better to wait on it though. Because I think people have this picture in their head of what they think their life should look like. Kids by this age, marriage by this age, and you can't plan out your life. It's not a book. That's not how it works, you know. And I think because of that pressure, people will jump into things quicker than they should because they feel like they need to meet some idea in their head.
That's true, and that is very true because you hit a point right here for me because it's like I've thought of that. Like when I was in high school, I had my book of life written out already.
Really?
I did. Like, not written out physically, but I had it in my mind.
Like goals,
you know, like, oh, okay, I should be married by 25. I'm 25 now. I don't even have a girlfriend. So it's like
no, I cannot picture myself being married in 2 years, but then 25 does not seem like my sister. She's just turned 26 and she's very serious with her boyfriend, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe like a year or two she ended up getting engaged. But my other sister just got engaged, and she is 35, so it's like could really happen at any time.
It's true.
I could not picture myself getting married in 2 years. Oh my god!
But see,
like
that's
no.
the thing, though. You don't picture it, but I feel like once you find that person, it's like you're gonna see it.
So perfect, yeah.
You're gonna see it because you are. Because it's just gonna
I don't
happen.
know.
It's not like it's never gonna happen. You know, you're gonna have that feeling of love at least once in a time. You know, once in your lifetime.
Black heart, right? Yeah.
Black-
I know, and I want it to happen. I just want it to happen authentically. It's kind of funny because my parents met on a blind date, but I hate the idea of a blind date. I hate just like the pressure that you're supposed to like them, they're supposed to like you. I would so much rather it to be like a natural thing where you go in and you can
I like to use the word organically.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it too.
Yeah, I like it when a relationship flows organically too. I feel like if you're working too hard for it, or either one, you're working too hard for it, like one's working more than the other, then it's probably it's not a good relationship to be in.
Yeah.
But if it's organically that you both want to be together, you're both working together, you know, it's really good. It's really I think it organically, like I said.
I think that's how it's supposed to happen. You want to get to know someone more as a friend, get to know them as a person without this pressure of, do I like you? Do you like me? Do you find me interesting? And I hate small talk. Oh my god. What was your major? What did you do in college? Like, you don't get to know someone by BS questions like that. Yeah.
But I think those are like
it's important
questions
to
to break
know.
the ice,
It
though.
is, yeah.
Because I mean, you're not gonna go to a random person like, hey, you know, how's your family doing? Because you don't even know.
Nice weather. I like this song. Yeah.
So those are great icebreaker questions. But yeah, you have to get more into deep conversation.
I don't find myself to be awkward, but I hate more than anything sitting with a guy or something that I don't know that well, and there's awkward moments of like, oh god, what do I say next? Like, I hate that, and I'm like, I just want that moment to be over so badly because it's just like it feels like the longest, most drawn out, awkward thing in life to me.
Yeah, but I think it comes with personality too, because at least for me, I've never I've seen people been awkward. Like, you know, experience that by watching other people being awkward like that. But I don't think I've ever experienced that because I'm normally good at having a conversation with somebody. And I wouldn't leave it. If it's becoming awkward and I can feel it coming, I'll end it before it even goes like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, nice knowing you.
Do you think if it is awkward like that, that it means that you guys don't connect? Or do you think there's room for evolvement? It just happens to be awkward.
Yeah, I think I think it always happens just to be awkward in the beginning because it's you know, it's
I go back and forth where I'm like, if you connect, you shouldn't even have to, like, it should be instant, no weirdness, but then maybe that is just a part of getting to know people sometimes, and it just happens that way.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, I feel your point. I see your point, though. It's like, yeah, if it's organic and it should just work naturally, but then again, there's always the awkwardness stage and stuff. So.
Do you believe in the whole love first sight thing?
No.
Love at first sight?
No, I don't. I mean, I feel like you can...
Lust at first sight.
Right. That's more...
I mean, that is... Attraction is
right.
What brings you into a person first.
Yeah. But you can't really love somebody if you don't even talk to that person. Yeah. It's like, no. You can probably love how they look, but that's
love things that you might know about them.
Right. Or heard.
But not feel love.
Actually feel love just by looking at a person. You have to really have a relationship and a conversation with that person. You can. Yeah,
I get you. I think we might cut off here, and then maybe next time we'll talk to you guys a little bit more about the whole online dating thing and how with the relationships things have evolved just by how much you can find out about people these days before even meeting them.
With social media nowadays, you can definitely find out a lot, and yeah, I think it'll be good to talk about
someone's whole bio before you even know.
Before you even meet
them in person.
Is there even a blind date anymore?
Right. All right, guys, we will see you next time. Again, I'm Hey Jay.
And I'm Sammy.
Bye.
Peace out.